wanted to talk about this issue of rescue dog. Many dog owners, they adopt or rescue dogs, and they have this problem with their dogs, and their dog is either not socializing properly, is having a hard time, is aggressive towards men, or this or that. There are issues. So one of the things that I want you to understand, that whenever you rescue a dog, you're dealing with a dog who has already developed certain behavior towards certain things. It's like teaching a dog to sit, the command of sit or stay, and then you can't really undo that learned pattern, learned behavior. You can't undo that anymore. You can't say don't sit anymore. The dog is going to sit anyways. The dog is going to, you can't say don't stay anymore, don't come anymore. The dog has already learned those behaviors. You can't undo them. But what you could do, you could help them to manage the sit and stay or the learned behavior. So the way you do that is you tell them to sit now, don't sit now. Stay now, don't stay now. Come now, don't come now. Behave this way now, don't behave this way now. So that's, I think, the key of understanding what is really happening in your dog, in your dog's mind. What that means is your dog has already developed those behaviors, and you can't really undo it. You can't say that this is a behavior that I want to get rid of it, erase it. You can't really erase any behavior that has already developed, and you can't really get rid of that behavior. The only thing that you can do is you can manage it. What I mean by managing it is you can work towards helping your dog to deal with that problem or issue that has, and slowly become comfortable towards whatever your goal is. Let's say your goal is that your dog is scared of men, right? So your goal is to eventually help your dog to be okay towards men. This may take 1 month, may take 1 year. It depends on how long it takes for the dog to understand, first of all, what is going on, and second of all, how are you going to work with your dog. It all depends on these challenges that you're going to have, whether you're going to be able to inform your dog or not, or you're going to be able to get results from your dog. So all of these has to be worked out properly in order to get results. And most of the time, most dog owners, when they adopt a rescue dog, they rush too fast, they go too fast, they want to get results right away, which is not realistic to solve this problem, because your dog is, let's say if it's 2 years old, has practiced that behavior for 2 years. So to undo that behavior, it will take at least a year or two to do it. So you know what I mean? So realistically, you have to see it that way. It all depends on how well you are able to help your dog and how well your dog is able to receive those information and understand. And most of the time, when you are adopting or rescuing a dog, your first goal should be helping that dog to trust you 100%, not 99%, but 100%. So what I mean by that is you want to make sure that your dog has someone to trust 100% and be dependent on that person, so you can become a great example for your dog. So for example, if you want someone to not to be afraid of men, you're a man, you're a human, whether you're a woman or a man, you're a human. Your dog has to learn that humans are okay. So you should be the first person that your dog trusts 100%. Now you're going to say, yes, my dog trusts me, but has to be 100%. Many people go up to maybe even 99%, not 100%. So how do you know that your dog trusts you 100%? Is by going through all the training, working with your dog, and spending, I would say, quality time, a lot of quality time with your dog, a lot of beneficial times with your dog, a lot of times that your dog learns and observes and gets information from you for a long period of time. If you do that, you're committing to spend a lot of time with your dog. Then your dog is going to say, this person is committed to me. It's a great example for me to focus on. But if you don't do your part and you just focus on giving your dog affection and care, then your dog is not going to be able to really trust you. My theory or my philosophy is, if you want to help, especially a rescue dog, you have to provide your dog's daily essential needs. And this is one of the parts of your commitment to the dog, to make sure that your dog trusts you 100%. And what are those 5 essential needs? They are to provide daily exercise, training, socialization, care, and also affection. And it's not that you just focus on affection, or affection is not there. It's there, but that is the last thing that your dog needs. One of the first things that your dog needs is proper amount of exercise. So rescue dogs, for instance, if you have rescued or adopted a rescue dog, most people, they think, because it's a rescue dog, I have to exercise this dog in order to get it, release all that pent up energy and do this and this, all that. They may be focused on that exercise. But believe it or not, a rescue dog who is you have just adopted is very stressed. It doesn't need additional stress. But if you over-exercise your rescue dog, you're going to add more stress in your dog. So what you want to do is reduce the stress, right? Your job or your task is to reduce the stress. That means you have to reduce the exercise as well. So you have to provide proper amount of exercise for your dog in order for your dog to learn to relax. You have to train your dog as well. Every day, you have to train your dog. Every day, you have to work with your dog, so your dog builds that connection with you, and you build that connection and trust with your dog, and your dog starts building those that trust and bond with you. And socialization is part of everyday life as well. So let's say if your dog is aggressive towards man, is lacking those social skills, how to deal with a man, right? So what you want to do is you want to use exercise, proper amount of exercise and training to use this part to teach your dog how to socialize. And then you want to provide proper amount of care and then affection as well. So care is proper diet, proper physical care, and also mental care, but also affection too. So if you provide all these, you're shortcutting the path to building that 100% trust from your rescue dog. So it will be faster if you focus on this. So if you want to learn more about these 5 essential needs, I invite you to join the course which I have, and you can find online, which you can find it on my website, sarodogtraining.com, and you can learn more about those 5 essentials. Hopefully that gives you an idea of how you are supposed to approach a rescue dog if you want to help your rescue dog to deal with whatever issue they have. So it takes time, but to make sure that your dog is learning and becoming a more relaxed, confident, comfortable dog, you have to be the example first of all, right? So you have to work and towards that with using exercise, training, socialization, care, and affection. And then once you become a good example for your dog, then you can ask your family members or friends to join in and make sure that your dog is getting used to you, friends, family members, and add more and more people to that group that your dog starts trusting.